Miami means.
RC made a banger.
Reagan the Realist, RealBoy Radio, Fort Myers, Florida. We are back. I have a fucking fire show today. Before we get started, though, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment on the video. Just give your boy some engagement. Shit, you can throw some hate on there. I don't give a shit. Whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? This episode of RealBoy Radio is sponsored by Trackman Construction Equipment. If you are in the construction field looking for equipment, we have any equipment you need, big or small. We have it all. Make sure you visit the link in the description, browse the catalog, and find the machine that's suitable for you. And yeah, we get the horns for Trackman. Come on. I got a very special guest in the building with me today. My new homie. We in his spot. We in the building. We in his building. Rick Rhodes in the motherfucking building. What's good, my boy?
What's good? What's good?
How you doing, dog?
Man, I'm blessed.
Dude,
What's
I'm happy.
up?
I'm hype you're here, dude.
No,
This
I
is
appreciate
sick.
you having me. Real deal.
Yeah, that's how we rockin' out. Counting up large amounts. My pockets ain't seeing the drought. Want me my money, I'm burning you out. And now the game be fucking your spouse.
Well, thanks for letting us pull up, dude. Love the fucking studio. Got a lot to talk about, bro.
For sure.
What I love about you have a lot of titles. Global influencer, fashion designer, you know what I'm saying? International press photographer. Horns for that.
Thank you.
That's quite a list of titles, my boy.
I appreciate it.
When did all of this begin? What is the genesis to Rick Rhodes?
Man, it's when I tell you, bro, it is, I guess you would say in so many words, a long genesis, right?
Hell yeah.
So it's something that that is, still developing, but we're at a great stage in the business. But this evolved, I would say, November 26th of 2020. Okay. Which is actually my birthday as well.
No
right?
shit. Okay.
So this, in actuality, is my first year, November 26th of 2020, of being home from prison.
Wow. Welcome fucking back, bro. Fucking horns for that, son.
Thank you. So
New beginning.
So what I did was launch my clothing line November 26th of 2020. Man, when I tell you, hit the ground running.
Yeah.
After spending 15 years, 3 months in prison, and coming home, getting back here in January.
Wow.
That was on the cusp of COVID. And so,
what a weird time to come home, huh? Right in the pandemic?
Weird time.
Yeah.
But a perfect time.
Yeah, facts.
Actually started with the company, and I went in to be a, because I couldn't find a job. I got all these degrees and stuff. Educated myself immensely while I was in prison, but came home with tons of degrees, interviewing for $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 jobs. But hey, we like you. Come back in a year.
Right. Yeah,
that type thing.
Yeah.
Look at me now.
Come on, man.
So
we up now.
Didn't come back in a year. Changed everything in a year.
Changed the game in a year.
But
come on, man.
I just had to do that real fast.
You had a stunt on him, dude.
But
come on.
Really went to work for this company, and I went in as a to get a job as a moving guy, right? Moving furniture. My second interview, they told me, they said, hey, we'd rather you not be a moving guy. We'd rather you, in actuality, be a sales associate.
Yeah.
Right? So
that makes more sense for your personality type, too.
Yeah, the voice, they always say it.
You're smooth.
I try to be.
Yeah, you're a smooth salesman, dude.
I try to be.
100%.
100%. So really leveraged that job into becoming a sales lead, which is literally like right up under manager in like almost 3.5 months.
Wow.
Opened a new store that was out in Lehigh. For everybody that knows Lehigh Acres, Florida, we're here in Fort Myers, Florida. So leveraged that job to becoming, that sales lead. Only reason they didn't make me a manager because they said that, I was only, there for 3.5 months.
Yeah. You didn't have the time put in yet. Yeah.
Well, I didn't have it, their way, I guess you would say.
Right.
But came to learn their system. Went on to actually sell almost $700,000 in merchandise for that company in 5.5, 6 months. But I told them one key thing when I first, interviewed for the job. I said, listen, this is my situation. They're okay with it. And I greatly, appreciate them for that opportunity.
Yeah.
But I said, I'm going to start my own business.
Made that very clear, yeah.
Made it very clear. And so when I started my own business, I guess they thought I was going to be a lifetime employee. They love the money coming in. But, my thing is I never have been the person that's going to dedicate my time, my life to building somebody else's dream.
Yeah, absolutely,
November 26th, like I said, I launched my clothing line. Everything was going well. But, in business just coming out, you always don't see the things that come from left field.
Right.
Suffer some losses. And, from there, what I did was I said I took some steps back. And I said, my journey, coming out of prison, building a business, what I found was that I was having to go to this person, Joe Schmoll over here, all these different people in order to get one thing done.
Right.
So, from, the chaos that happened, while doing the fashion and stuff, I said, listen, I'm going to build a business that has everything underneath one roof.
That's beautiful.
So what I did was I restructured my business, and it turned into Rick Rhodes, Inc.
Hell yeah.
Right? And so Rick Rhodes, Inc. is a multimedia marketing agency, and now it also has the offspring of a joint venture with AMI, which is my great friend Leland. Well, our
shout out Lee. He's in the other room cooking.
In the room cooking right now in the studio.
Yep.
And so, did the joint venture with them. AMI, above my influences for the acronym for it, and man, it hasn't turned into something that I couldn't have imagined.
Yeah.
And we have some great things going with the record label, Rick Rhodes Music Group, and my joint venture.
Let's go.
And so it has turned into that, but behind literally all these big record labels, all these big corporations, you have the marketing, the multimedia marketing. And so with us, it's just kind of been a cohesive venture, a cohesive relationship.
Yeah.
And so it's worked out amazing. And so we're still pushing on, and we got some great releases coming. And so when I tell you the caliber of people that have just come through the door, it continues to get bigger.
Every time I come here, I meet somebody important.
Right.
Every time I come here, I was telling Rico that the other day. I was like, every time I go to Rick's, I meet somebody very important. Yeah. Every time. It's like from the first day I came here to when we were moving shit out of the garage till today, I bet somebody important every day I've been here.
For sure.
I'm like, this dude is really the networking hub right now.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a beautiful thing, dude.
For sure. And something we always, we were steadily, have been trying to come up with a name for the studio and stuff, but
that was my next question. Is there an official name?
Hub.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
it's
I feel it, but you need a good name though, I think.
Yeah,
I think what you got right now is working, but I mean, every now and then you got to put a,
you got to put a little twist on it, but man, in all honesty, man, the hub, the hub's hard. It makes
it just makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes total sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Because literally you have every type of individual that comes to this door, from politicians to music artists to investment bankers to people that own their own publishing companies.
Yeah.
Man, the list goes on and on. And so, I think that's the true essence of it. It's the hub.
Facts. Because
when you're dealing with something that's the hub, that means that you have every aspect of business.
Yes.
Right?
Under one roof.
One roof.
That's a beautiful thing.
For sure.
So what was the original path that you have you always been a creative individual? Like, what made you step into this career path? And what was the first lane that I guess you really started with? Was it photography, fashion? What was the real catalyst with all this?
Man, so if I can take it back, man, I actually started when I was about 17. My first business was in actuality a concert promoting business.
Wow. Okay.
And so I started off in music. Right?
Okay.
And so just promoting, I've always, been the marketer in all the, in everything that I've done. But fashion has always been my love. It's something that I grew up with my grandmother.
Yeah.
This is a woman that I saw literally like eat off the land. We go fishing on the weekends.
Facts.
And in between, getting to the fishing point on Friday, Saturday, she's making her outfit for Sunday.
Okay, so she made her own clothes and
so
stuff?
She made her own clothes.
Okay.
And so, I was the youngest and the baby out of all my cousins and stuff. And so my mom is the baby of the family, 15 boys and girls all together. And so I spent the most time with my grandmother.
Yeah.
And so, as she got older, I was the one that was threading the needles.
Yeah.
And so, spending my time, incarcerated and stuff, I said, this is the moment where I can really, really change my life, really maximize my time and get to know Rick Rhodes.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, that was my goal when I came home. Like, while in prison, I was still designing shirts, like in my computer graphics course and stuff that I was taking. And so, just doing mock-ups, all that stuff. And so I said, I'm on a mission. And so that mission, is still in existence right now.
Absolutely.
I'm a person of manifestation, and everything that you're seeing right now. I tell people everything that you're seeing, like Reggie, even being in this building, this is a manifestation. This is what I journal. So I'm a big person on writing things down.
Yeah. Me too.
And manifesting those. And so everything that you're seeing now with this, this 1,400 square feet, this is a manifestation of 7, 8 years ago now.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, hell yeah.
And
dude.
so, it's still manifesting. You know what I mean? And so, I'm like I said, I'm that person's, when you put that energy out into this universe, you can accomplish whatever you want.
Facts.
Right?
100%.
And so, this is it. And so getting into fashion, it went amazing. It went better than I thought. Like, really stepping into it, just the support that I got from everyone.
Right.
But then transitioning over to the multimedia, like I said, I took a step back. I went and worked for a magazine, developed a magazine. But everybody through this whole process was just like, hey, Rick, you should get a camera. And you should think about shooting. We'll be doing different shoots and stuff. And, I'll tell the photographer, the videographer,
you had like an eye for it.
Turn this,
right?
Yeah. So, even with my own stuff, being the creative director of it, you have that vision. And so, man, I went and got a camera and a Canon T6, man, and then
that's all everybody's first camera. I love that. I love that. Yeah.
But I've mastered that camera.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right, it forces you to really, really understand the mechanisms of how to shoot, in your different lighting, all that stuff.
Yes, absolutely. It's not the camera; it's the operator for sure.
It's the operator for
most
sure.
Most definitely.
And so, man, I got an opportunity to shoot for some major people. And then I went and got a Sony A7 III, and really that just took a lot of the stuff that I was doing to the next level. And I'll be honest, I don't know who's out here touching me with this camera game.
Come on, man, talk your shit, bro. Ain't nobody touching nobody.
If you are, let's put some money up. We can do a challenge.
Oh, let's go. Challenge issued.
I'm with that.
Come on, bro. On the podcast.
On the podcast.
What's the contest?
Contest.
Are we breaking it into categories?
We can break it into categories. We can do portrait.
Okay.
We can do scene stuff. We can do movement, motion.
Let's go.
Whatever category you want to play in.
Shit, I'm about to go to Rick's camera school, man. I know one setting on that shit. Turn it on. That's it.
But honestly, man, shooting for some major magazines and getting the validation and getting put in some great situations, it gave me confidence in what I was doing.
Yeah, for sure.
And so this kind of led to what I'm doing now, going to shoot concerts, going to shoot events, then doing like the international press and stuff along with that. That camera and the multimedia has allowed me to step into those frames of work to where literally whenever I send out press releases or anything like that, like it literally touches 10 million people.
Yeah.
Right? One of my clients now is the Miss Universe Jamaica pageant.
Hell yeah.
And, shout out to Shannon Green. amazing
Shout out
person.
to her, man. She get the horns. Shout out to Jamaica, man. Up the yardies.
Yeah. And so, having some amazing clients like that, where we're sending out press, and that press is like touching almost 132 million people.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. That's incredible.
I don't know anybody that's actually hearing this, Lee County, this city that actually has an international press.
Yeah, I don't either.
I know I'm one of 7 people that's in this state that actually have an international press certification.
Okay. So you need a certification to even to do that. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you can have a press pass, and you can have, you can be involved with press, working with the local networks and stuff.
Yeah.
But your reach is, maybe 5, 7 to 15,000.
Yeah. Now, what does that allow you to do exactly? Just
so international press allows me to, upon being validated and registering ahead of time, allows me to go into any event anywhere in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
Amazing, bro. But it also allows me to have a broader reach.
Yeah,
whenever
absolutely.
I'm doing press and media. Like I said, that's 10 million people.
You kind of have like the Game Shark to this shit, don't you?
A tad bit.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to say all the way.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say a tad bit.
You got some exclusive access to
I got some
things.
exclusive access.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's awesome,
Absolutely.
dude.
And so, this is what has led to this building being here.
Yeah.
And really, pushing it to the next level. My thing, what I always tell everybody, we build globally.
Facts.
Yeah.
I love that when we first met, you were talking, you always speak on like a macro level when it comes to this content stuff.
Absolutely.
Reach, globally speaking, not locally speaking.
Right.
I love that. That's always been a big part of your vision is to always keep it global, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe, especially with the music, you have to build globally.
I agree.
Because it's the old namesake, like, you don't really get that attention, you don't really get that love when you're at home. That's why I hear a lot of artists, entertainers, actors,
They
whoever,
be blowing up in like Russia.
They'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And people are like, they
On
give them they give them their flowers.
Yeah.
So to speak. Shout out to
Rick
Rick with the Roses.
Come on, man.
And so
He falling asleep back there, man.
And so they give them their accolades, but it's crazy how a person can step outside of this city, right? And they can get all this love, and here it is, your base. It takes for you to be on a global level for your base to really say, hey, that's the guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or I remember when. Or I used to be over.
Yeah, of course.
We don't want to hear that.
No,
You're just gonna start
no.
on the global level.
Facts.
You can say all that you want to say.
That's smart to even really kind of think about it that way. It always happens outside of your hometown. Like even my
does.
show got more motion in Fort Lauderdale than I did Fort Myers
Yeah,
in the
bro.
beginning, anyways.
And so you're exactly right. And
Even though it's only like one town over, but still,
but it makes a difference.
But it does. It does make
It makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it still fits right into what I'm saying. Man, when you literally are in your home base where you want the support from everybody that you deal with, but you can't find it. And so, I said, hey, like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build internationally. And so about time home hears about it.
I'd be like, this kid's international. He's local.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And so another aspect of that is too, this is the home base, so you have more peace here as well. I can go out of town and do all this other stuff, and people are gonna know my name, I'm gonna sign some autographs, take pictures, all this stuff. But when I can come back home and have peace and have time to continually build, have time to continue to create, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, definitely.
And so it kind of goes hand in hand with what I'm saying. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. And I mean, we're in your studio right now, like you said. Work in progress. Beautiful though. Love it. What's the overall vision? I mean, we discussed it a little bit the first time we hung out and we were cleaning out the garage. But what do you see this place turning into in the next couple of years? Like floor plan and just overall what you want to be coming out of this spot.
So I can't go with you with the next couple of years.
Okay.
So I have to tell you like the next couple months.
I love that. Okay.
So my thing is, consistent elevation. So, with the record label and stuff, getting these guys like on the global scale, pushing out the content with them, but really making this place a content hub. This is where people can come and do, their music. They can come and, get lessons for the piano. They can come and shoot content. They can come and do their podcast. They can come and shoot on what you guys see behind us, which is
the blue screens, baby.
The PPG sponsored blue chroma key paint. We have an infinity wall that's in the other. That's on the other side of this wall here.
One room over. Yep.
Yeah, one room over. This is the only one that's in Southwest Florida.
Wow.
And so, what we offer here is some exclusive, amenities. You can come to this place and literally get, you know, the monetization of your YouTube. You can get the monetization of all your social media. You can get the content pushed on your social media. We develop an API that like literally allows us to interact with the algorithm in the best way. And this thing allows us to push content on the highest level.
Wow. Yeah.
This is how, you know, Atlantic Records and all these big companies, you know, they literally take an artist or entertainer or anything like that, then like literally overnight, this person is a success.
Yeah.
And so we're still, you know, fine tuning, but this is
you're building the machine. Yeah. Your own machine. Yeah. So is Atlantic Records kind of like a blueprint that you kind of model out like your record label after?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, really, this whole thing, the multimedia, the record label, all that stuff goes hand in hand because you can be a great artist, but if you don't have exposure, then what is it?
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
And so, you know, the marketing, the multimedia, all that stuff goes hand in hand with it. And so, yeah, in that sense, this is what we're, you know, this is kind of the blueprint.
Yeah.
The blueprint in something in many ways that, you know, I feel like we're doing differently than the big record labels. So, you know, this is something that we're following, but something that we're surpass as well.
Hell yeah. I love that. Now, when it comes to the, you know, the marketing side of the content and stuff like that, all the algorithms, all that technical stuff, how did you become so knowledgeable on something like this? Was this something that you taught yourself when you were locked up, or was this something that you just kind of came across the last couple of years? Like how did you get so you know so much about it, and it's impressive to hear you talk about it. Like, yeah, like where did you get that knowledge from? Like,
well, I'm gonna be all honest with you, bro. I'm a bit of a nerd at heart.
Okay.
But something I've just come across in the last like year and a half.
Yeah.
Last year and a half, about $70,000 spent in just doing different, you know, programs, trying to figure out what's gonna best suit for what we're doing now.
Right.
And so it, you know, me and another one of my guys, Umar Muhammad, shout out to him.
Shout out Umar.
Super huge artist, independent. But me and him have literally been going back and forth, spending tons of money, like all over the world, and literally trying to, you know, put together the correct formula that nobody else is actually thinking about. Right. And so we found it. We're employing it. And so now it's just a simple fact of, you know, taking this thing bigger.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to, you know, learning about this stuff, I'm that guy that's up 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And I'm reading through the algorithms. I'm reading through the changes and stuff these social media platforms are making.
And that's a full-time job in itself because the way we consume content changes every day.
Yeah, every day.
You really got to be on them, man.
Yeah, you really have to be on it, but you have to, you know, really put together a formula in how you're going to apply it to get the best results.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
And then just yesterday, you know, I was showing a couple guys on, you know, on posting on their stories and how to increase engagement. And so just knowing those steps and being able to put those steps in place. One of the guys came in today and was just like, yo, like, man, like what you showed me and actually increased my engagement just like that.
Wow. Immediately effective.
Immediately. And so just being a student of the game and you know, a lot of people want to be in this space, in this social media space, but you have to be a student of the game.
They don't really understand what it is they're using. And I could be the first one to tell you that I still don't really understand fully a lot of these platforms, even YouTube. Like, there's a lot to it. So I think that you definitely you're a cut above the rest when it comes to understanding what it is we're doing with these platforms. That's something I've taken from you in the last couple of weeks that we've been chilling. I'm like, man, Rick really wants me. I need to do my homework. Because when I'm around this dude, he makes me feel like a caveman. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm a YouTuber over here. I don't even know YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's like when people's like, yo, I want to learn Spanish. Bitch, you don't even speak English. Yeah. You use the same 20 words every day. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So in your career so far, though, like what's been like, you know, maybe like a favorite collaboration or like a favorite moment or maybe something that just taught you a lesson about life that, you know, became a very big and important priority to you that you apply every day?
Really, I'm going to go with the lessons, right?
Okay.
So one of my biggest things is having credible and knowledgeable people that you work with.
Most definitely, yeah.
You know, I found that you just can't because you see the vision and because people talk good about the vision and they want to be involved with the vision doesn't necessarily mean that they're a fit for your vision. For sure. Right?
100%. Yeah.
And so, one of the things that I've employed and I continue to employ is, if a person that I hire, a person that I'm doing business with, if it's not working, I don't wait for confirmation because, your intuition, your gut always tells you immediately, right?
Right.
And so the thing that I've come to learn is that, you have to cut those things off immediately.
For sure.
Because those things, if you don't cut them off immediately, they will become
bigger problems in the future.
Problems,
yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if you show me something small and I don't address it or I don't cut it off, it'll continually get bigger.
Yeah.
And so you have to, in being in business, you have to address those.
That's wise, bro.
Yeah.
That's so wise.
Real stuff.
That's real shit.
You really have to address those things immediately because it's just a showing of what will become bigger. And if you allow it to become bigger, it's going to hurt you.
And you're saving everybody's time by just nipping it in the bud immediately. I agree with that 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, that's one of the biggest things I've learned. Like, man, you gotta be willing to cut ties.
Yeah.
If a situation isn't working out,
Yeah,
like you don't sit there and wait for it to work out, or on one of my boards in here on my whiteboard, we put down, just because I see the potential in you, right? Doesn't mean that I have to go through all the havoc, the chaos, in order for you to get to that potential.
Facts.
Right? Yeah, I believe in you. I care for you, but you're just not the right fit for what
right. Yeah. And being able to have the wisdom to say that in that moment is a whole different game. Yeah, yeah, but it is important though. That's something I'm slowly working on, is just cutting it off right there when it's not pulling the weight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
That's the truest shit ever.
We put our work here.
Yeah, facts.
Everybody that comes in this building, bro, they put their work in. And if I'm here from sun up to sundown, and you're saying that, hey, this is where I want to go, this is how I want to elevate, but your work is subpar, I can't have you here. Right. Simple as that.
Yeah, facts. That's the realest shit ever. Yeah, I remember when I first started coming over here, you were kind of putting me onto the AI and how that can kind of assist in the content making. How do you think artificial intelligence is going to play a role long term with these professional creative spaces? Do you think it'll be more on the positive side, or do you see it becoming detrimental, or maybe possibly even ruining the industry? What do you think about that?
Technology in any way is all about how you apply it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you got to be smarter than, in actuality, the technology. The technology is the historical fact of matter that actually allows for you to elevate. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
But you got to know how to use it.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
And so if you don't know how to use it, you're going to suffer from it.
Yeah.
But if you know how to use it to where it's, going to add equity, add value to your business, then it's going to be great for you.
Yeah.
But if you don't know how to use it, you'll fall behind. So you have to, be smart in how you use it. Simple.
Just understand how to use the tools, basically. Yeah, no, that AI stuff is interesting. Honestly, I feel like that would help you kind of keeping up with how all these new platforms that are coming out, that can kind of cover and save you time when it comes to, filling in those gaps and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
Hell yeah. That's fucking sweet, dude. So we got some projects coming out, right? Roses, dropping August 12th.
Yes.
Just dropped a video with Will Films. That was an exciting project to be a part of. I'm glad that I was able to be a part of that project. Yeah. One thing that I really admire about you, Rick, and I was talking about this with Rico the other day. I was like, when we first had the original brainstorm meeting for the video, we all sat down, we wrote down the ideas and stuff, and we had some pretty crazy ideas. I'm like, man, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get some of these things and make sure this shit happen. This man made every single thing happen, bro. This man got a hearse. It was like, yo, should we put a hearse in the video? This man went and got bro. I have to give you the horns for that, bro, because that was the most get shit done thing I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? To you, it might not be a big deal because you probably do these things all the time. But when you...
That was the first time I got a hearse. I ain't gonna lie.
That shit was fire, dude.
That was the first time I got a hearse.
Yeah, dude. Like, that's mad props. I thought about that. I was like, damn, man, Rick really made that shit happen, bro. You know what I mean? And like that's a quality about, how you work that I really admire a lot, is like you really get that shit done. Yeah. You know what I mean? You'll make the phone calls, you'll wait, you'll plan it out, like, and I mean, like, that's why you're so successful, is the fact that you can, somebody can pitch you a wild idea and you'll find a way to make it happen, bro.
Absolutely.
I respect that a lot. Absolutely. Even just the small, like driving to Miami for like just an hour-long meeting and coming back. Like, I respect that. I respect people like you that really put the work in, that are road runners, that really get their hands dirty behind the scenes, sweating, putting shit together. Like, those are the people that really make these big projects happen. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? Rick is on front of the camera right now, but he has a lot of shit behind the scenes that y'all probably will never see unless we have a behind the scenes video, which we have plenty of. You know what I mean? Someday. Facts. Someday. He'll have his VH1 True Hollywood Story. You know what I mean? For sure. No, but I've seen it firsthand, dude. And like, you know, even the first day I met you, you had me in here working. I'm like, damn, this man put me to work. I've known him 10 minutes. But I loved it though, because I was like, yeah, man, I'll help you, because I'm the same way, bro. Like, I'm a hands-on guy. Like, if I see somebody like you, you know, somebody that's pushing the culture, getting things done, bringing people together, that's the least I can do is give a helping hand and oh, my bad. And insist in the vision and executing the vision. Sure. You know what I'm saying? For sure. So I definitely want to give you your flowers for that, give you your roses and shit like that.
No,
you know?
I appreciate it, bro. And, you know, from the moment I met you, you know, we have a bunch of mutual friends and stuff.
Hell yeah.
You know, your energy's been great, bro.
Appreciate
we've been
that.
talking about doing the show and stuff, so finally we're here.
Yeah, it's nice to finally be here.
And I appreciate you doing it here, you know.
Definitely, dude. Definitely. Had to pull up.
Yeah, facts, bro. And so, like, bro, you've been instrumental in a lot of this stuff. Like, man, when I tell you, like, I was just like, hey, will you help?
Yeah,
the first 10 minutes you've been here, like, man, you weren't afraid to jump in,
Hell no, bro. I love this shit.
And so, you know, you're the type of person I want to be around. You're the type of person that I want to build value with. Facts. And so that's the biggest factor when you're building, like, relationships, when you're building businesses with people, when you're, you know, getting that, you know, when you're on the track to, you know, elevate. Yeah. You have to deal with people that are bringing value.
100%.
And again, I go back to when people show you those small things, right? And that's what you showed me.
Yeah.
You showed me in the value, how you can, you know, be a force in what we're doing.
A little slight glimpse of the character, you know what I mean?
Exactly, bro, exactly. And so, you know, just something simple is like running back and forth, you know, getting stuff out of the garage and stuff, because we were getting ready for an event, I think it was. Like, you didn't have to do that. So, like, even in those small aspects, that's value. For sure. Right? Definitely. And so, man, so I give you your flowers as well.
Appreciate that.
Bro, you bring a lot of value, bro. I see you out here. You know, you're doing your thing.
Thank you, bro.
Podcast is popping.
It's pop. We trying to make it global, baby. That's why I'm with this guy, Mr. Global, Mr. Worldwide, the real Mr. Worldwide right here, baby. Get the horns for that. Come on.
Talk to me. And so, you know, the thing is, bro, when you deal with people of value, it makes the transition easy.
Yeah, facts.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you're not worried about the in-between stuff, because that's not a factor. Right. And so you're worried about, how do we make this bigger? Right? And so when you're dealing with people on that level, bro, man, it's phenomenal. Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, that's what we have, and that's what our core group of people in here, that's what we have, bro. And you know, like I said, this thing's going to continue to grow. Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're leading the network of all of us kind of coming together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have great leadership qualities. What do you think is like the most important quality you need to have as somebody in your position? You know what I mean? The guy in the background, the guy putting everything together, the one connecting the dots. What do you think is the most important quality you need to have in order to be successful at pushing this culture forward? Value.
Okay.
I say it all the time. But you have to have value. Right? Right. Like, in anything that you do, you have to be able to bring value.
I agree with that, yeah. You have to have some sort of leverage to call the shots in a way, yeah.
And so, when you're dealing with people and they bring value and you bring value, and then you can put those things together, that's what pushes the culture. That's what it elevates. And so, that's the simplest term or simplest answer I can give you. Like, if you have value, then we can deal with each other. Because I'm done handing stuff out.
Yeah, facts. Same, dude.
I'm done. Hey, here you go. Have a nice day.
And I know we've both done enough of that already, I'm sure.
And so, that's the thing, man. That's in the most simplistic way I can put it, is that that's what pushes everything forward. That's what allows me to, you know, do the things that I do and network with the people that I network with. Right. I don't care on what level you are. It's a fact of the matter that, you know, myself, I bring value. And when I look to deal with people, I deal with people with value. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that, man. That's beautiful. Yeah, when we have an even exchange like that, man, you come up with some great things. So, yeah, for sure.
That's dope, man. So what would you say, and I know this is probably a very layered question, but what would you say is like the most fulfilling part of what you do? Like, what brings you like the most I guess, satisfaction in like the industry that you're in, like with all the things that you cover?
Well, what brings me the most satisfaction is being able to, you know, with some companies and stuff I deal with, you know, be able to take them from A to Z.
Right.
Dealing with the artists and stuff, you know, be able to, you know, have them, you know, in the studio and stuff like that and be like, yo, like, you know, this is our plan, and then we execute it together.
Them developing before your eyes
right?
from your help is
like it's an amazing feeling. Like, you know, when we can lay out those plans and literally see them, you know, evolve. You know, and I'm not gonna say, you know, and like they evolve very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things here, man. We're able to move, you know, very quickly in things that we're doing, just because we've kind of, you know,
facts, bro.
We've streamlined the things that we've done. So everything, like you tell us, like, hey, like, you know, you want to do this, this, and this, and we need it done in 2 weeks. You know, everybody pushes each other.
Facts.
And again, I go back to the value part, because everybody's bringing value. So we know, like, you know, we don't have to go through, you know, the ups and downs of getting something done. We know what the mission is. We accomplish it. Excuse me. And that's the beautiful part about it, is that seeing what we set out to do,
Yeah.
you know, turn into what we set out to do.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? When you see the plans on paper become reality.
Facts.
That's fact. And you're true. That's what he said was true. This is, you get shit done here, bro. Like a lot of last couple of weeks, I'm like, holy shit. Like, you never know what's going on in here when you walk through here. You know what I mean? I love that. That's what you want your studio to be like. You just pull up and there's just always something going on. You know what I mean? That's dope, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and you know what, dude? We, like, me and Rico, we just appreciate you having us here. I appreciate you helping me with my show, getting my stuff together, my logistics, my business side of what I do together. You know what I mean? I appreciate that so much. I mean, I know we're going to have 1,000 more future collabs and stuff like that. Absolutely. This is only the beginning of a beautiful networking business relationship. I know, man. I'm hyped. I talk about it all the time. But yeah, man, this has been a nice little episode. I'm glad I got to sit down and talk to you.
Man, I appreciate you having me.
Man, you already know, bro. You can come on here whenever you want, whenever you got to promo anything, artists and stuff. You know, Real Boy, you got to be your first phone call. You know what I'm saying? We got some stuff coming out, people. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
Make sure you follow everything Rick Rhodes. Go ahead and plug your social media too, by the way.
Okay, so it is Rick Rhodes _. Also, Official Lifestyle and Culture. Both of those on Instagram.
Let's go.
But you'll find every channel, RickRhodes _. And then you can go check out my photography page. I really haven't put it out there yet, but since you're listening, Official Lifestyle Culture. Next level with everything. Press, media, if you want it, we got it. Web development, if you want it, we got it. You want photography, videography, you want content, you want commercials for your business, you want headshots for your business.
Talk to
you
them.
want music, piano lessons. Man, if you want anything from A to Z, should I say?
You can get it all in one spot.
Come see me.
Yeah. Facts. You can make a song, do a video, get a photo shoot in 1 hour.
In 1 hour.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, it's been Real Boy Radio. Make sure you guys sub to the channel. I know I've said that 200 times already. Rick Rhodes. It's been real.
You as well.
Gang.